report to Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus. People will get back their lost rights through reforms, hopes Chief Advisor. Indian website India.com publishes fake news on interim government. Some Indian mass media and social media spread 271 false information on Bangladesh in January, reports rumour scanner. India would be responsible if ousted Sheikh Hasina carry out political activities from Delhi, says Information and Broadcasting Advisor. Anti-Discrimination Student Movement and Jatiyo Nagari Committee announced program to seek opinion from people across the country to form new political party. Donald Trump announces to take over Gaza to open it up for the people of the world. Arab world, including UN, condemns. Chittagong Kings are now batting against Khulna Tigers for a winning target of 164 runs in the second qualifier of BPL cricket in Mirpur. Assalamu alaikum. This is Shamim Khan welcoming you all to News at 10. Those were the headlines. We now move on to the news in details. The full reports of 2 more reform commissions were submitted to Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus. Judiciary Reform Commission, Chief Justice Shah Abu Naeem Mominur Rahman, and Public Administration Reform Commission Chief Abdul Mueet Chaudhry handed over the report to the Chief Advisor today. Receiving the report, Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus said, "This is a historic moment. This report is a memorable document in the history of Bangladesh." The Chief Advisor hoped that through this, people will get back their real citizenship rights. He said these reports will be made available to all political parties and stakeholders. The Chief Advisor said, "These reports are a memorable issue for the nation, which will make an important contribution not only for Bangladesh but also for the world."
আমরা নাগরিক হিসেবে যে আমাদের একটা দাবি আছে, অধিকার আছে, সেটা ভুলে যাওয়ার অভিজ্ঞতা, নতজানু হওয়ার অভিজ্ঞতা। সংক্ষিপ্ত সার যেটা আমাদেরকে দিলেন, সেটাতেই এত আশা জায়গায় যে হয়তো আমরা এটার থেকে মুক্ত হব, আমরা সত্যিকার ভাবে নাগরিক হিসেবে অধিকার ফিরে পাব। এটাই আমাদের প্রত্যাশা এবং আপনাদের এই রিপোর্টের মাধ্যমে সে প্রত্যাশা পূরণ হোক। আমরা এখন সংস্কার কমিশনের রিপোর্ট হিসেবে জনগণের হাতে দিয়ে দেব এবং রাজনৈতিক দলের হাতে দিয়ে দেব, সিভিল সোসাইটি অর্গানাইজেশনের কাছে দিয়ে দেব, যাতে করে তারা একমত হতে পারে যে এগুলো করে ফেলা ভালো। এই ফসল এটা জাতির জন্য একটা স্মরণীয় বিষয়, যে এটা জাতি যেদিকে যাক না কেন এই রেফারেন্স পয়েন্টটা থেকে যাবে, এটার সঙ্গে বিচার করে আমরা ঠিক করবো আমরা কদ্দূর গেলাম। এটা শুধু বাংলাদেশের জন্য অবদান না, বিশ্বের জন্য অবদান, কারণ এটা সব জাতির জন্য এটা ফেস করতে হবে, ফেস করতে হয়। কষ্টের ফসলটা সারা পৃথিবীর প্রাপ্য, শুধু বাংলাদেশের প্রাপ্য না। তারা তাদের বৌগিতে, তাদের কনটেক্সে তারা বিচার করবে, কিন্তু জিনিস একই, ইস্যুটা তারা তাদের মতো করে দেখবে এবং তারা যখন তাদের দেশের জন্য চিন্তা করবে বা একটা প্রস্তাব আনবে, পার্লামেন্টে একটা প্রস্তাব আনবে, এগুলো ঘাটাঘাটি করবে যে হ্যাঁ ওরা কি করেছিল, ওরা কি পরামর্শ দিয়েছিল।
Judiciary Reform Commission's member Justice Muhammad Imdadul Haq and Public Administration Reform Commission Chief Abdul Mueet Chaudhry presented a summary of the report after submitting it. Advisors and members of 2 reform commissions were present on the occasion. Meanwhile, Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam, in a press briefing, highlighted various aspects of reports of Judiciary and Public Administration Reform Commission in front of the State Guest House, Jumuna, this afternoon. Press Secretary said Judicial Reform Commission has proposed making the country's judiciary fully independent. Shafiqul Alam said Judicial Reform Commission report is a big, 52-page, and in some cases constitutional amendments would be needed to fully implement the recommendations of the report. He said the Commission also proposed introducing permanent attorney service by hiring manpower following procedures like BCS. It also recommended establishing a separate investigation agency, the press secretary said, adding that generally police investigate crimes taking place in the country and often the political government use police during probes. Chief Advisor's Deputy Press Secretary Abul Kalam Azad Mojum said Public Administration Reform Commission has proposed forming 2 more divisions, Kumilla and Faridpur divisions, in the country. About recommendations of the Public Administration Reform Commission, Azad Mojumdar said it is also suggested reducing the number of ministries and divisions to 25 and 40 respectively to ensure good governance. The Commission also recommended dividing the country into 4 provinces as it will help administrative and political decentralization of the country, he said. Besides, the Deputy Press Secretary said Commission proposed changing the name of Post Upazila Nirbahi Officer UNO to Sub-District Commissioner SDC and District Magistrate and Deputy Commissioner to District Magistrate and District Commissioner. He said Public Administration Reform Commission has proposed introducing 12 main cadre services, repealing the existing Unified Cadre Service under Bangladesh Civil Service BCS. The High Court today acquitted all 47 people convicted, including 9 who were sentenced to death in a case lodged over an attack on a train carrying the then leader of the opposition, Sheikh Hasina, and attempting to kill her in Ishurdi, Pavna. A High Court division bench of Justice Muhammad Mahbubul Islam and Justice Muhammad Hamidur Rahman pronounced the judgment after hearing the court's death references and jail appeals. Terming the lower court judgment inhuman, the High Court ordered to release the acquitted people immediately. Barrister Kaisar Kamal Kamruzaman Moon, Jamil Akhtar Ilahi and Maqsoodullah took part in the hearing for the defense, while Deputy Attorney General Muhammad Mujibur Rahman argued for the state. Pabna Additional District and Session Judge Rustam Ali on July 3rd in 2019 convicted and sentenced 9 people to death. The International Crimes Tribunal today issued arrest warrant against 1 more accused in a case filed for July-August genocide. Besides, the tribunal passed order to produce former lawmaker of Chattogram, ABM Fazli Karim Chaudhry, before it on 16th of February. The tribunal passed the order after hearing of 3 separate petitions filed by the prosecution. During a media briefing, prosecutor Ghazi Munwar Hussain said that the arrest warrants' name and identity have not been revealed because of concern that the accused might run away after hearing of the warrants' issuance. He also said in a separate order the tribunal has given permission to search and seize documents of cases filed against Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir and former Inspector General of Police Abdullah Al-Mamoon if needed for investigation. 6 months have passed since the fall of dictator fascist Sheikh Hasina in the face of student-led mass uprising. The nearly 16-year-long dictatorial fascist rule in Bangladesh ended on August 5, 2024, in exchange for blood of the student people and thousands of lives. Today marks the 6th month since the fall of Sheikh Hasina, beginning new Bangladesh. On that day, Awami League President Sheikh Hasina resigned from the post of Prime Minister and fled to India. People of Bangladesh are haunted by the burning memories of this historic change. With the resignation of Sheikh Hasina, millions of people across the country, including capital Dhaka, took to the streets on August 5 to express their joy at the fall of fascist rule that had lasted for more than a decade and a half. Countless people offered voluntary prayers on the streets on August 5 to express their gratitude as the burden of misrule was lifted from the shoulders of the nation. In the student people's movement against discrimination, many students, including Abu Saeed, Mugdho, Wasim, and more than 1,000 people from various professions were martyred in the attacks by law enforcement agencies, including police and armed cadres and party terrorists. The light of 400 people's eye were gone out in the violence of law enforcement agencies and Awami League men. More than 23,000 people have been seriously injured and wounded. Many have had to be amputated. Thousands of people are still writhing in hospital beds with bullet wounds on their bodies. The student movement that began in early July, demanding quota reform in the government jobs, turned into a mass explosion in mid-July with attacks by the then ruling Awami League and Chhatra League men. The student people's movement took the form of a red revolution and a mass uprising in the horror of the shooting and killings by the government's police and party terrorists. Sheikh Hasina resigned from the post of Prime Minister on August the 5th in the face of strong public anger. She fled the country to India with her younger sister Sheikh Rehana in a military helicopter that afternoon. Indian web portal India.com has published fake and concocted news about interim government of Bangladesh. The item titled "Bangladesh Takes Shocking Decision" narrated that Bangladesh government is willing to twist the history of the country and is taking action to stop all negative campaigns against Pakistan. Official sources said the Indian news item falsely claimed that there is a government directive on Bangladesh Betar and all government television channels not to broadcast any item relating to genocide in 1971. Official sources added, no Bangladesh government or its affiliated organization has issued any such directive. The Indian media also claim that preparations are underway to destroy all historic documents and videos relating to language movement of 1952 and liberation war of 1971. These claims are concocted and completely baseless, official sources said. The fact-check unit of Press Institute of Bangladesh PIB also analyzed this Indian news item and found that this news is totally baseless and concocted. Some Indian media outlets and social media in that country have been spreading disinformation against Bangladesh on regular basis. As many as 271 pieces of false information relating to Bangladesh were circulated against Bangladesh in January from the accounts of Indian media outlets and social media. Most of these pieces of information are on political and communal issues. Fact-checking organization Rumor Scanner has revealed it in a report. Of the 271 pieces of disinformation, 175 were totally false, 65 misleading, and 31 were distorted. Some Indian media outlets have been spreading propaganda and rumors against Bangladesh since the fall of Sheikh Hasina-led government through mass uprising of students and masses. Clear explanation of mass media during July mass uprising is necessary from the point of ethics. Information and Broadcasting Advisor Muhammad Nahid Islam said this at the unveiling ceremony of a book titled July Uprising, a Newspaper at Bangla Academy in Dhaka today. And Chief Executive of Adursha Publication Mahbub Rahman spoke on the occasion. BNP Acting Chairman Tariq Rahman has said Bangladesh became free from autocracy in exchange of sacrifice of thousands of people. He said this while attending virtually a program of handing over a house to the family of one Muhammad Masood in Feni today. Tariq Rahman said that some people are spreading confusion. Everyone must remain alert so that movement for establishing democracy is not disrupted. Jamaat-e-Islami Amir Dr. Shafiqur Rahman urged all to work unitedly to translate the dreams of July Revolution martyrs by building a corruption and discrimination-free country with superior human values. Dr. Rahman made this call during launching of July Biplobir Shohid Shorak Unmochon at Jatiyo Press Club in Dhaka today. Among others, Professor Mujibur Rahman, Jamaat Secretary General, Professor Mia Ghulam Parvar, President of Khilafat Majlis Maulana Mamunul Haq, Jugantar poet Abdul Hai Shikdar and other political leaders addressed on the occasion. Dr. Shafiqur Rahman requested all to refrain from activities which goes against the spirit of July Revolution. In order to form a new political party, the Anti-Discrimination Student Movement, the Jatiyo Nagarik Committee, announced programs seeking opinions from people across the country through online and offline. The new program has been named as Apnar Chokhe Notun Bangladesh. Jatiyo Nagarik Committee convener Nasiruddin Patwari and convener of Anti-Discrimination Student Movement Hasnat Abdullah came up with the program at a joint press conference in the capital today. They said fascist elements in the state structure are yet to be abolished despite fall of fascist Awami League. They went on saying that the mission to establish a country of social justice is yet to finish by introducing a new political settlement as well as institutionalization of democracy.
জুলাই বিপ্লবে গণতন্ত্র, মানবাধিকার এবং ন্যায় বিচার পুনরুদ্ধারে নেতৃত্ব দিয়েছেন, জীবন উৎসর্গ করেছেন ছাত্র তরুণরা। নতুন বাংলাদেশ গড়ার লক্ষ্যে যুব ও ক্রীড়া মন্ত্রণালয়ের উদ্যোগে দেশব্যাপী চলছে তারুণ্যের উৎসব 2025। দেশের যুব সমাজকে ঐক্যবদ্ধ করার লক্ষ্যে এসো দেশ বদলাই পৃথিবী বদলাই প্রতিপাদ্য সামনে রেখে চলছে তারুণ্যের উৎসব। বাংলাদেশ কাবাডি ফেডারেশন আয়োজন করছে অনূর্ধ্ব 18 যুব কাবাডি প্রতিযোগিতা। 20 থেকে 23 জানুয়ারি উপজেলা পর্যায়ে, 25 থেকে 29 জানুয়ারি জেলা পর্যায়ে এবং 3 থেকে 8 ফেব্রুয়ারি বিভাগীয় পর্যায়ে হবে এই প্রতিযোগিতা। সারা দেশ পর্যায়ে বাছাই করা সেরা খেলোয়াড়রা 8টি জোনে ভাগ হয়ে 12 থেকে 18 ফেব্রুয়ারি ঢাকার পল্টন ময়দানে লড়বে জাতীয় পর্যায়ে। তারুণ্যের উৎসবে আপনি মেতে উঠুন কাবাডির সাথে।
Now, international news. United States President Donald Trump revealed an extraordinary plan Tuesday for the United States to take over the Gaza Strip, resettle Palestinians in other countries, seemingly whether they wanted to leave or not, and turn the territory into the Riviera of the Middle East. Trump made the stunning proposal to audible gasps during a joint press conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, whom he was hosting at the White House for talks. In a scheme that lacked details on how he would move out more than 2 million Palestinians or control Gaza, Trump said he would make the war-battered enclave unbelievable by removing unexploded bombs and rubble and economically redeveloping it. Donald Trump said there was support from the highest leadership in the Middle East and upped pressure on Egypt and Jordan to take displaced Gazans, despite both countries and Palestinians flatly rejecting the surprise idea. Suggesting long-term ownership by the United States, Trump said his plan for Gaza would make it the Riviera of the Middle East. This could be something that could be so magnificent. The Palestinian envoy to the UN had pushed back strongly at Trump's suggestions earlier Tuesday before his proposal the United States take the territory over for his people to be resettled. Gazans have also denounced Trump's resettlement idea. Trump thinks Gaza is a pile of garbage. Absolutely not, said 34-year-old Hatem Azam, a resident of the southern city of Rafah. United Nations has condemned the intention expressed by Donald Trump over Gaza takeover issue. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said it would be treated as ethnic cleansing. Meanwhile, China said it was opposed to the forced transfer of Palestinians from Gaza Strip after US President Donald Trump said he planned to take control of the territory. China has always maintained that Palestinian rule over Palestinians is a basic principle of the post-war governance of Gaza, and we are opposed to the forced transfer of the residents of Gaza, Foreign Ministry spokesman Lin Jian said when asked about Trump's plan at a regular press conference. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas strongly rejected Wednesday his U.S. counterpart Donald Trump's proposal to take over and own the Gaza Strip. President Mahmoud Abbas and Palestinian leadership expressed a strong rejection of calls to seize the Gaza Strip and displace the Palestinians outside their homeland, Abbas's office said in a statement, adding that legitimate Palestinian rights are not negotiable. Reading the statement on Palestinian public television, Abbas spokesman Nabil Abu Rudaina stressed that Gaza Strip is an integral part of the state of Palestine. The Palestine Liberation Organization, an alliance of factions headed by Abbas, also condemned Trump's proposal to relocate Gazans to Egypt or Jordan. It rejected all calls for the displacement of Palestinians from their homeland, its Secretary General Hussein al-Sheikh said. Philippine lawmakers have voted today to impeach Vice President Sara Duterte, who has fallen out spectacularly with the country's leader, paving the way for a Senate trial that could see her removed from office. While specifics of impeachment were not diverged, the vote follows the filing of a trio of complaints in December accusing Duterte of crimes ranging from brazen misuse of millions of dollars in public funds to plotting President Ferdinando Marcos's assassination. Having been filed by more than one-third of the membership of the House of Representatives, or a total of 215 members, the motion is approved, House Speaker Martin Romualdez told lawmakers. The fate of Duterte, daughter of former president, now lies in the hands of the Philippines' 24 senators, two-thirds of whom must vote for her impeachment to remove her from office